Greetings and welcome back to Let's Play Stellaris Iron Baby Mode, the tutorial and prep for the upcoming Star Trek Infinity game. Infinite? Star Trek very much game. This is the second part on expansion. Last episode we had a look at building a bunch of outposts, thinking about what good defensive or defendable positions at our borders might be, in which direction we want to expand our borders, and then a bunch of mechanics that come along, like leveling up leaders and so on and so forth. Currently we are still sending out our science vessels to find potential neighbors. So this one will go up to this point, and this should be one of our borders for the time being, and the other one should be here. So let's fly back all the way over yonder.
Planetary settlement procedure initiated.
So yes, our colony ship has successfully followed its programming path and made planned follow on Prime. Thousands of work units have emerged from the vessel's massive cargo base to construct an initial deployment post from which the settlement can expand. Efforts to systematically catalog and designate surface resources deposits are ongoing, and all aggressive wildlife in the area surrounding the initial landing site have been pacified. We are now ready to I read this as they aggressively petted all the dogs and other wildlife until they were really nice and are now taking food from my robots and hang out with them. We are now ready to begin mass production of additional bark population units on the planet as resources allow. Our first colony is a success. So that is a bit of an overstatement. All in Prime is now I don't know how they call it. It's not a colony, it's I don't know. I think it's called colony, it's not a whatever they call it. It's still growing. So that means I can't do jack here. I have to wait until 2208, 11th November 1st, before I can actually do something. There are things that could speed this up, but I don't care, because you only have to wait once and then the colony is ready. So right now it's for practical purposes not existing yet. And we see the progress here as well. Right, we are still waiting for stuff. And now we have two fleets in this system. One has an admiral, the other one has not. Quite often, especially in the early game, you'd rather have one fleet instead of two. You can merge fleets that are in the same system. You can pick only one of the fleets, for instance, like I just want to send this fleet over there and the other fleet somewhere else. If I just click on the ships here, I get all the fleets, all the military fleets. Okay, of course I can also pick them here and use shift and control to select more than one. And if they're in the same system and are using the same propulsion, then I can merge them. So sometimes this is not possible because one of the ships uses some obscure, weird propulsion system, and they just couldn't travel together, and therefore you cannot merge them. Now, this ship we can merge, and even in our ship fleet manager, you now see that the fleet is supposed to have 4 corvettes and 3 raiders. However, we cannot change the number here because this is a ship design that we just cannot build. They have weapons that are far superior to what we can do right now. Same goes for shields and armor and some of the internal core components. We'll talk about this once we have researched something to upgrade our ships. So basically everywhere where there is something other than a 1, it means it's better than what we can do right now. We also have level ups for leaders. That is the governor of our main planet. He currently has reduces deviancy. My goodness. I don't think we have an issue with deviancy right now, don't we? Yeah, it's 0. Leader upkeep. I don't. How many builds? His upkeep is, I think, 6 unity, isn't it? His upkeep governor 4 unity. So we basically, this would give us an 0.4 in unity income. I don't like any of them really. Let's go with resilience. Whatever. Our cognitive node is probably the research thingy. Yeah, the research thingy. Counts experience, monthly unity is good. Research speed. Like this thing is our research administrator, so let's go for research. And that is the equivalent to a general. Stability amenities, monthly unity. Let's go with monthly unity. I like unity. Right. So let's continue from here. So this is probably going to be done next, and then we buy some alloys to be able to colonize this system as well. You might have noticed that there is a weird background here.
Construction
We
complete.
have some of our systems now in a nebula, and some nebulas do different things. This one blocks outside sensors from being able to see into out of the system. Blocks outside system to see out of the system. So what it means is, if you're standing here with a ship, like you already saw, from here my science vessel was able to see that there's a system that has 2 more lanes going up in here, and from there there are 2 more lanes going here and there, even without going to the system. So I have a sensor range that goes beyond the hyperspace lane that leaves my system. Here, this would be blocked. Someone could not see, neither in this system nor in systems behind this, he could not see through the system, or he can of course use the sensor to go around, but this blocks all sensors in and through, which is a nice perk, given that we are going to have a space station here as a line of defense. So anyone who wants to attack us probably has no idea how strong our defenses are. This is going to be scary, but not for us. Right. So we build a research station, and then I'm going to swiftly get the outpost here. Also, I want a new colony ship, which is too expensive. I will be a little cheap, so now we have to wait 2 months before we can buy. Before we can build it. That's good. Gigantic skeleton. What was previously thought to be an assorted mountains in the southern hemisphere of Osmore B2, which is probably, well, I don't know where. Up there, right? Yeah. Has been identified as the massive skeleton remains of a single colossal alien life form. The bones have been dated as 3.4 billion years old, but our scientists have ruled out that Osmore B2 could have supported life on that scale at any point in its planet history. Science Officer Unit M4 has prepared a special research project to delve further into the mystery. Right, another
Situation
special
log adjusted.
research thingy. Now this one needs a science ship in orbit, which at the moment there is a science ship in orbit, so we can simply click on research, and now the science vessel will do the thing. I hope. Are they going to do the thing? Yes. No, I'm surveying. Well, I'm telling him to do the research thingy then.
Construction complete.
Right. Our scientist who's doing the research has investigate the skeleton, has a level up, and here It's survey speed. Yeah, that is what he's doing. So let's go for survey speed then. We've built our outpost, no, our research station. What am I saying? What did I... Either I'm stupid and I wasn't unable to add two numbers, or I built something for 100 alloys. Well, whatever. We have some money, so it's okay. Let's send another colony ship and check out our home system, where we have one unemployed drone, but also we are close, we have little housing or anything else left. So I think, looking at our stuff, we are low on food production and we can always use some more alloys. So either of which would be reasonable. I think I'll go for food. I think I'll go for food. Right now, we really need alloys for our quantum catapult. Anyways. I also I actually need more alloys.
Technological acquisition successful.
Anyway. So our corvettes are getting better. We can even buff this even more. We'll get more research. Yeah, build speed. I mean, the cost is good, especially given that I just complained about the fact that we have little alloys, but still, I'm nothing if not inconsistent.
Construction complete.
Right. Special project completed. After continuous studies, the massive skeleton remains found on Asbot B2. Science Officer Unit M4 has concluded that the creature served as some kind of organic starship. Much smaller bones from the last three separate species were found within the larger skeleton, and we assume those came from members of this crew. For unknown reason, this organic starship suffered catastrophic damage. It crashed landed on Asbot B2. While we cannot begin to understand the biological engineering necessary to grow a starship like this, the study of these bones alone has substantially advanced our knowledge. So we get the dude gets 200 experience points, and the system, the planet, gets +3 on society and engineering research if we should build a research station there, which we definitely are going to. As soon as the whole thing is surveyed and our construction ship can go there. That is.
Construction complete.
Right. Let's send the construction ship over, so it's going to be ready when the survey is done. I am still
System survey complete.
A little bit about the general layout of our starting position. It's... I think I only once had something similar to this. Oh yeah, there are the Tianki and Vlur. Right, let's pick the other one. Research station output increases. That is good. That basically increases our overall research. Research from Stellaris construction. Oh yeah, we don't have that. Oh, I totally forgot about... Oh, I'm such a moron. We have now definitely the resources to get some stuff going. The research subsidies, which is really good, cost more than our edict funds. We should probably consider going that direction, like increasing this in order to get the subsidies, which is basically, it's not entirely 10% more research, but it's close to that. But we can get both 45-hour borders, which increases the upgrade speed of our starbase and the number of starbase we can have, and map the stars. As you can see, it does not cost anything to activate them, even though we can only activate it once we have the cost. Like, I don't know why they did this. Anyway, now our survey is even better. We can explore further down those hyperlanes. The detector range increases. It's all really, really good. We could do this too, which costs energy upkeep, but I don't want to. We don't have that much energy right now. And the other edicts that don't eat Unity, they are not refunded by the edict funds. So even though I had 24 and this funds yet left,
Planetary
this would
settlement
still deduct
procedure
fully from
initiated.
my energy. Something happened that I totally forgot. I didn't catch it anyway. A science vessel does nothing at the moment. Probably that was it. Oh no, I forgot to tell him to continue survey afterwards. Bollocks. Oh yeah,
Planetary surface settlement established.
yeah, our home system finished the construction of the district, and now we have actually a new colony. It starts always with the deployment post or administrative building or whatever it's called. Has nothing else usually, otherwise, unless you have a tradition perk for this, and one building slot. So for lots of species, once you researched the ability to build a medical lab or medical facility, that's a good thing to start with, because it increases the growth rate by 10%, and number of population basically determines what you can do here. For us, we are going for the machine assembly plant, of course, because that will also increase our population growth, because right now we only have drones. Those are our cyborgs. We have no robots yet, but we can get them with the machine assembly plant. Oh, that costs alloys too. Yeah, we definitely have to increase our alloy intake output. So we have surveyed a planet. Just skimming through. We have a planet that can be terraformed once we have the technology. Right now, the planet is useless to us, but if we get the technology, then
Anomalous surface
this
variable
planet can
detected.
be made habitable.
Technological acquisition
That is
successful.
interesting. There is
Anomalous
12.
surface
Oh, yeah,
variable
come on, guys.
detected.
12 is 2-6. Okay. There's lots of minerals there. Okay, pop growth there is good. We have that now. ED 5%. Oh, that would be nice. I'm going to tell you something about blockers. I'm going for the edict funds. What are blockers? Blockers are features on the planet. What are features? Features are special locations on the planet. So if you click on the features, you will find a bunch of them. They all have a perk or disadvantage. Like, for instance, the maximum number of generators is limited. As you can see, here I can build a whole bunch of nexus districts or housing districts. Lots of those 3 districts, but only 3 agriculture districts. That is because the maximum value for the agriculture districts is really low on this planet. They are usually given by the districts. You can basically the housing districts you can build anywhere, but of course minerals can only be mined where there are minerals, and agriculture can only be had where there is farmland. So these are usually limited by the features of the planet. Almost all planets also start with negative features, like abandoned strip mines, ruins, or whatever. They can be removed if you have the respective technology and are willing to pay some money, and then the planet will work on this like any other building. I will do this for those 2 right now because I have the energy left, and then I get rid of the penalty of -1 max district. The maximum number of districts is given by the size no, it's not given by the size of the planet. It's given by the features of the planet. It's given by the size of the planet. Yes, the size of the planet determines how many districts it can support. Exactly. So this says maximum district 18. It should be 20 because of the planet size of 20, right? But those block 2, and right now I have 9 districts, 2, 3, 6, 9 districts already used up, or like already positioned. I can always get rid of districts and replace them with other districts. There's no problem. If you build something and then later decide that it was not a good idea, then no worries about it. So there are some of them grayed out because we can only build so and so many districts anyways. Just to give an idea on how the district situation works. Don't worry too much in the beginning, because you never have to build all the districts from the get-go, like when you colonize a planet. You only have to worry about a new district once you run out of, basically when you run out of housing. When you run out of work or like jobs, then as we are doing right now actually, then you either have to build a new district or a new building. We don't have any building slots available right now, so let's actually abandon this, because right now we don't need the additional max districts. So either I'm going to build another district, like for instance industrial district that would produce more alloys, which I think I'm going to do, or I would build a housing district in order to get a new slot for buildings, which is going to be the next thing after this district I'm going to do. All right, give me just a sec. Yeah, I think this is most of the things we need to know for expanding our territory. One more thing I'm going to show you in a bit. Oh yeah, that is actually good. I'm going to make you a great archaeologist, so I can send you to our archaeological site soon. This is just such a great defensive position. We have 2 exits from our territory, and this is a border of a at the border of a nebula. So what you want to do, either when you are very, very certain and this is going to be one of the borders you want to defend and you don't want to expand any further from here, or if you have already a border here with a different alien species, like if one realm would have already claimed this system and another realm had claimed this system, it would be clear that this would be like our defensive position here. In that case, you can go to the outpost that you've built here and on the Starbase tab upgrade it to a starport. A starport basically is the same thing as the Starbase that we have on our home system. Starports has modules. Modules can be shipyard to construct further ships. It can be weapons. And if it's border of your territory, there should be some weapons. There are different types of weapon modules that you can build and can research. In this case, we also have solar panels. Other races usually have here trade port, I think it's called. So this is producing some energy. We also have buildings in addition to modules. Here, I mentioned this last time, this reduces the upkeep of docked ships, like our military vessels that don't do anything right now. While they're not doing anything, at least we pay 25% less upkeep. There are other things that help you in combat, like for instance the disruption field generator, which reduces enemy hit points, shield hit points by 20%, which is really good, especially with shield heavy enemies. Right now I'm not going to do this because we haven't met any aliens yet, that would be a threat here. And I'm I'm pretty concerned about our alloy situation. But you might also, also take into account two more things when it comes to space stations. One is, even if you don't build weapon modules, they always have some weapons already installed. Also, if weapon modules are not good enough for you, and maybe you need some other modules as well, you can also amp up the defenses by building additional defense platforms, which are basically like ships, and we'll see them in the ship designer next episode. But they're stationary. They stay with the starbase and fight whenever the starbase is being attacked. The other thing about starbases that you need to know is the fact is, right now our starbase is not super useful. Against the AI, it doesn't matter, but if I were to play against human players, the starbase would be kind of pointless, because it's always around the star of the system. Let's say an enemy comes in from this jump point. Notice that I've built up a massive starbase with lots of defense platforms, but he really wants to invade my home system, then he could just fly around, no problem. We will very soon have a research option to research something that will upgrade all of our star bases, that is all the outposts that have been upgraded, not the regular unupgraded outposts like these, with a device without us having to do or pay anything, that blocks all hyper jumps out of the system from enemy ships, at least towards our system. I think they can retreat, I think. So at that point, they cannot just fly by our starbase anymore. They have to engage or retreat. So that was just a short primer about starbases, and I would say this pretty much wraps out our expand part of our primer to Stellaris. Maybe as a final note, if you find yourself in a pocket that has a more limited number of exits, then what I usually do is I pick some nearby exit points and defend them, like expand my territory to the point where I could defend them. Like in this case, this is like absolutely important. I would go on this lane up to here because I really would want the black hole for later research stuff. And I would ignore for the time being the things that are already in my territory that will be relatively secure. Once I've done this, once I went to the really, really important places, or like maybe if I want to rush the whole thing, I would go for this system, that system, ignoring, like just pretend there's nothing else going on here. So I have 3 exit points that I could defend should an enemy pop up somewhere here, and then I would probably use 1 science vessel to go further down the lanes to the really interesting systems, which are kind of these crossroads from which I could expand in different directions, because this is usually where I really want to have your star bases. Use 1 vessel to go to these points, and 1 vessel to explore and survey the systems within my realm or within my domain, because usually those are the systems with habitable planets. We already found 2. I think there won't be any more here, but still there could be fun stuff here, and I'm almost certain there will be something aggressive in this system, some monster. Anyway, so this concludes our expand episode. Let's see. if next time we already meet some aliens, so we can go for the exterminate, or if we focus more on the exploit aspect. Alright, thank you for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.